Hey guys, it's been a while. So in this video, which has been long delayed, so I do apologise, we got 46.3% by the end of the week. We only picked up 33% win rate, which is fairly surprising, but nonetheless, I do talk about the strategy change which happened in January. Had a disastrous January personally, but turns out that the strategy was actually alright. But nonetheless, it's just continuation from last year. This is week number 50 on Euro USD 2023. More to come. Enjoy. Alright guys, welcome back. So we're going to go through today pretty much where we left off last time, which was I think up to week 50 in December. I'm going to go through up until present day now, hopefully at 2 videos a week, so we'll get there a little bit faster. But I'm just now going to go back to the date where I think we got to. So this is where we ended up. I'm just going to do, as always, the chart markups. But first of all, if you're new to the channel, we're just going to go through the real basics of the strategy. Okay, so we trade, oh, by the way, all this is different now, but we trade zone to zone. Okay, so all what that means is you have a supply and demand zone up here, one there. Price could be in the middle, which is what it quite often is. It'd be here. It's going to go to that one or that one. Now, mathematically, you just need to make sure what you're doing is correct. Okay, so you just need to make sure that you know the stats between price going from there to there if we're going pro trend, and if it's going to be from there to there if it's counter trend. Okay, so you need to know the stats, what the probability is of a win rate, and then therefore you can figure out what your risk reward ratio needs to be, and then that's it. That's literally as simple as trading can get. Now, there's a couple of patterns which we follow, and one of them is very standard. It's just chalk, so a change of character. Okay, so something like that. We try to feed it to the next level if we can get it. If we can't get it, it might be to an area which would be like a small area of consolidation. There's all sorts of confluences which I'm sure you'll pick up on in the videos. There's about 16 or 17 of them when I've really counted them up. But generally speaking, it's just how the market works. So I try to be as, what have I done? I try to be as unbiased as possible, and I try to not bring in my trading experience or any memory of the charts. Obviously, it's quite difficult because this was only a couple of months ago. I do remember bits of it. But, generally speaking, I try to just show what the strategy does. Try not to worry about what I get or what I would get. I just want to show you how my style of trading works. And the best way to demonstrate that is just stick to how it is by the book. So let's go to where we were, which was here. And now I'm just going to mark up the charts. Okay, so you'll see all these colors. We'll gradually change these. Actually, let's just do that now. So that's a daily. Let's change it to daily. So I've just changed all the colors. Sorry if some of these will disappear when we drop down to lower time frames. It's just what I do with my current charts. Decided to change it up. A couple of guys in the Discord group, the link is below by the way, a couple of guys have just really pretty charts, and I thought, damn, like I want to look a little bit more like that. So I made mine look quite nice as well. And it is a bit eye-catching, and it's easier to spot things, which is good. So having different colors for different time frames, really helpful. Something that I didn't just mention a minute ago is that, higher time frames trump smaller time frames. Okay, so we're essentially trying to target a higher time frame, so an H4 to an H4 or a weekly to a weekly, and the time frame structures are like this. So there's a 1 minute to the 15 minute, so you're using a 15-minute structure with a 1 minute entry, or there is going to be a 15-minute entry and a 4-hour structure, or a 4-hour structure and a weekly or a 4-hour entry and a weekly structure, or it will be a 5-minute entry and a 1-hour structure, or it'll be a 1-hour entry or a daily structure. So there's multiple ways to do it, but I try to, on these videos, just stick really 15-minute, 4-hour, because it works around most people's jobs, and you can do set and forget. Sometimes, it's not recommended to always do it, but you can set and forget it, and I just basically did that when I was working full-time before I quit to do my trading. So just going to mark out a couple of key areas which I think are going to be quite key for supply and demand, and then we'll try to figure out where we are in terms of boss and chalk. So ideally, you always want to be trading in pro trend. Okay, so that means targeting boss. It's not always the case. Sometimes the candlesticks will tell you otherwise. Like there's plenty of price action nuances which you just pick up on through being an experienced trader, and I'll try to talk you through all of it. I try not to hold, well actually I don't hold anything back on YouTube apart from the bad language which I have to edit out, but generally speaking you'll figure it out as I'm going along. So really quickly before we jump into the next week, do I need to go back one? Yeah, I need to go back one so I can reveal the weekly. So we do this at the start. So in the group of my, oh God, I've revealed it. That might be it. So we do this at the start every Sunday night in the Discord group. I basically just go through and just do a chart markup to give us, you know, the weekly kind of go ahead. So what is it we're looking for? Okay, so we're looking for, you know, what direction is the market going in? I say don't worry about all of this. It's very helpful to know, you know, the market is obviously sloping down. We've come up to about the halfway point of that, but that is essentially a higher time frame. What we did get was we got chock on the weekly right here. Price went up, so we're bossing up, boss up, boss up, bossed all the way out there, bossed there, chock went here, so we chocked down. We haven't chocked up, okay? So essentially we've got the weekly is heading down, and you know the last candle was down as well, which doesn't look like the right week. So let's do one more to the 11th, and then it will reveal the 18th, which we don't want to do. So that looks a little bit strange, but yeah, maybe that's where we ended up. Okay, so it was a doji, great. The weekly is heading down, so I tried to put this on here. I don't always update this on the videos, but I'll try as I go along. So we can literally just mark on here. I don't use it very often, but weekly boss and weekly chock. All right, so weekly chock. Okay, so we know on a weekly, so if you were trying to take the entries, like what I was saying before with the timeframes which work together, you know, you get, if you can get chock, great. You don't have to get chock, by the way. You know, it's one of the more sort of like semi-confirmation type strategies, I guess. And then head down towards the weekly boss. Brilliant. You know, that would be a trade, but it would be using the H4. Okay, so that would be a swing trade for a lot of people. Otherwise, you know, you can get involved here and try to target, you know, if it's using an H4, try to get chock. You don't have to work your way up to at least just the weekly right there. Okay, so that'll be another swing trade, or probably to here because it's counter trend. We'll go into that as we get stuck in. Let's go to the daily now that we've done the weekly. Okay, so where is that? 8th, 11th. Okay, I can move forwards a bit more. It's been a while, so, you know, forgive me, just haven't done this for a bit. Yeah, I want to say this is where we got up to before. I really apologize if it isn't, if we haven't done this yet. I'm going to have to check my YouTube video. So yeah, I'm just going to mark out literally the weekly zones. Obviously we've hit this one, sorry, the daily zones. We've hit that one and bounced off it, so daily POI. As we're on this, I'm just going to double check the weekly because we had a doji before. Yeah, there we go. Okay, where did that doji come from? Okay, so that had happened. Worked our way up, came down, bullish candle, probably go up still. Can't remember, I think it did anyway, but bit of memory from December. Was a phenomenal month, by the way. I bagged over 40% personally, which sounds like a lot, but I actually got 44% last week personally, which is really good. And that was shown. 2 of the live trades, 2 of the big boys got 33% live on Discord, which was good fun. I'm gonna mark the daily down here just as a bit of interest. So daily, that was a weekly boss, a previous weekly boss. Sorry, let me go back. So internal weekly boss. Okay, strange. Shouldn't have that on there. Daily, cool. Anything of interest on the way down? Probably that. So not quite anything, it's just a rebalance, but we'll just mark that on. So daily rebalance, and we've just tapped one as well. So this area will be of interest, probably on an H4, and nothing else yet until we get a break of this. This is still good for the daily. So daily zone, then a refined daily, and then we'll change this to our current what it looks like. I have a feeling I just changed an H4. Yeah, I think I did. So we did daily. I think that's more than will be an H4. Oh, and it's disappeared because of the time frame I'm on. Okay, don't worry. And what's that all about? There's an H4. Okay. That's just disappearing because of the settings that I use on these. Okay, so the visibility, it seems to be disappearing for some reason. Okay, cool. H4, okay, here it comes, it's come back. There's two of them on there for some reason. Ah, there we go. Right. Oh my days, that was a struggle. Let's just get the daily boss and chock on as well. So daily boss, chock down. So we can see that the daily boss is there. So this is going to be daily up. And daily chock is down here. Okay, you can tell that I'm not familiar. Yeah, boss. I'm just double checking all of this because it's obviously been. I should have just blanked the chart entirely. Right, H4, make it easier. We're at the H4 zones. Just look within the daily at the moment. Where are they? Is that still relevant? Yes. This area, yes, definitely. Probably more the actual order block itself. The order block is that, but you know, from the rebalance, doesn't matter so much. We're in it now. We've got up here as a possible area of supply coming into the market because it's coming down. Demand, obviously, price pushes up. That was the daily rebalance. That makes a bit of sense. Yeah, look at all this space. And then we've got the H4 rebalance, which is more refined. So price respects the rebalances to the dailies really quite well. Quite often you'll get like a short-term bounce. You can take a trade on the 15-minute. So that's why that's there. We've got another one up here, potentially. So that's only an H4. Don't worry, we'll spot that on the 15. And then we'll just see as well, is there anything here which we can get started with? So kick off the week to a good start. Well, I'd like to. Probably. We don't have a break of that. Looks weak. It's being rebalanced. Don't really like it. Probably have to say this, but we would, of course, have to chock up to get to it. So maybe we might take that off in a minute, but that's a bit of a changeover candle. It's like a, you know, the old school support and resistance where you've kind of like had quite a few bounces off of this area. See if it's a round number. Not really. I don't know, maybe. Then there's that, which looks crap. And then we've got all that imbalance. So we've got absolutely tons. And then I'm just going to point out there's a 15 up here, which has mitigated up there. So that might play its role at some point if we come to it. And then we'll look below us as well. Okay, so by the way, I don't really care. I don't care so much what the M15 is doing, what direction it's going in. Of course, it's helpful, especially when you're trying to follow things, you know, with exact structure. But generally speaking, if the H4 is, you know, bossing up, you should be looking at the 15-minute POIs, which are available lower than where you currently are. So you want to try and get into the pullback. Okay, so there's another type of trade, which I forgot to mention at the start, sorry, a bit rusty at this obviously, is the continuation trade. Simple as that. You know, market's bossing up. What do you want to do? You don't want to be trying to buy in as a breakout trader and try and get in and go longer. You want to wait until price comes back. Identify an order block within here if you can. And your first target should be, there's 3 targets pretty much, same time frame, and then the higher time frame, and then the actual next time frame point of interest, because that's really where the market is targeting. Okay, so that's all good. Let's just get stuck in. Otherwise, we're just going to spend hours looking at where I'm going to be marking up my chart. Did I place my H4s? Apologies if I did. I don't remember doing it. So H4 boss up, chock is right here. So H4 chock, very helpful. Glad that I just remembered to do this. H4 chock. And H4 boss is right here. Right, so H4 is up. Okay, I don't know when I last updated that, but never mind. Okay, so with that in mind, we have bounced off a daily zone. Okay, so we bounced off a daily zone. We're coming down quite aggressively. If we break here with a body on the H4, we will be chocking down, which means that our boss will be on the bottom and our chock will be at the top. Now in January, just so you guys are aware, I had to change the rules of boss and chock because we had a broker update in the middle of the month and it threw everybody, including myself, off big time for about 2 weeks. The market was quite flat. I don't think there were too many valid entries. There were probably like, I don't know, 3 in the space of 2 weeks. And I ended up, because I wasn't sure what direction the market was going in, like we had a couple of wicks and one wick was below and then a day later the wick was above. I decided to change the rules of boss and chock. Okay, so boss was the same. Chock, however, is different, and you'll spot later in the video where I say it, because if you've just gone through the last video and then into this one, you'll be like, oh, that's a bit different. We kind of got lucky with it, so I had to check it first before I told the group of it, and then I got confused when I was explaining the new one, because obviously it was new for me and I'm so used to doing it the old way. It's just a bit messy for a week or two, but the plus side is that instead of us being in the same direction of the trend about 65% of the time, now we're in the same direction of the trend about 81 or 82% of the time, which is phenomenal. So if I went back now and retested the whole of 2023, instead of us getting about 2000%, it would probably be nearer to 3000, which is phenomenal. So pretty good. Let's get stuck in with something, hopefully, and I will try to bash through this as fast as I can and not ramble all the time. Okay, so let's get cracking. I want to see a break of this. I'm going to get my, really quickly, I'm just going to do this, the M15 boss and chock. Sometimes I forget to move these, don't worry about it if I do, but really just for demonstration purposes, I want to get a break below here. If I do, I can mark this up as an order block. Otherwise, not really interested in any of this. We would get chock above here. Okay, so this is the chock line. Not particularly eager on this because it's being rebalanced. There's certain things that I would do, wouldn't do, but if I get a body break above here, I'm quite happy to start looking for longs because we're in an H4 POI. So in a higher time frame point of interest, we get a chock on the 15 minute. Ideally, I'd like to get on the H4 as well and start working our way up to this area. Okay, so, at least up to here, might get a bit of a struggle and then up to there. All right, it will start making sense. The more that I ramble, the more you'll start to learn. At least that's what I'm told. So let's click on through, double check we're actually on the right day. We are 2 in the morning. I love an early morning trade if I can get one. Obviously, haven't missed one. By the way, because we're just doing back testing of the strategy, I really don't care if I miss any trades. I will go back and mark them up and just show you what the strategy would have done, just so we can scan through this as fast as we can. Otherwise, it will be a very long video, like very, very long. Okay, possibility for an inside bar there, but it's been rebalanced, so I'll leave it. But yes, okay, so we've got chock. Okay, so the general rule of thumb is as soon as you get a body break, so this is the new rule. As soon as you get a body break on chock, we can confirm it. If it's just a wick break, we don't confirm it and we move our chock line back. Okay, so that we'll hopefully see an example of it with the new rule, but because we did actually get chock, our boss follows up and then chock goes down. But because we literally did it again, that would be our chock line. Here we go. Okay, so we did kind of get an example on the 15 minute. So this is the rule update. Bossed up, so boss right there, go to the lowest point between the previous boss line and the actual break. Go to the lowest point, and because we only got a wick break, really, when I'm looking to enter a trade on the 1 minute or the 15 minute, I don't really acknowledge it until I get a body break anyway. So what should we do? Just move chock down, okay? Because I still want a body break of the nearest wick. And it can do it for ages, okay? I could just be moving chock down for ages while we're just getting wick breaks. Because a wick break doesn't particularly tell you strength in that direction, does it? So when you use your common sense, it's like, well, we are still going in this direction on the whole, looking at the size of the candle. But if we're just getting little wicks on the way down, I don't really want to be getting short. I want to be trying to go long. So yeah, I had that sort of epiphany. I was doing a one-on-one in person, which was amazing. Went out and met a girl called Sarah who's in our group. Went out to, I want to say Birmingham, and we sat down for a few hours, started working through, and it was just like this light bulb moment. It just clicked in my head because we were trying to go through what had happened that previous week with the broker feed update, which threw everybody off. And I'm about to ditch FXCM because they're crap and they keep on changing their broker feed. So I'm about to switch it to IC Markets, which is my personal broker. Also, link below. It's the best. There's zero spreads, very little commissions. It's probably the industry best. Oh, here's another one. Chop goes down there. You know, we're still bossing up, hence the move. But don't worry so much about this. I'm more interested in trying to get long somewhere. So is there anything which I could have... there's that inside bar which I said about. Don't worry about it. It's not the best. I'd possibly say down here. There is a 15 down here. Okay, so in terms of like actual structure, if you think of like, you know, how I'm seeing it, the market on the 15 is now going up. We've broken out of this H4. I'll just check the time. We've got another 2 candles, doesn't matter. H4, okay, so this is the H4. We're not gonna chock out of the, we're not gonna get a change of direction. This was the final order block on the H4. So really, we should be looking to go long now with all of our trades, if we can. So I'm just looking for areas where price is gonna come back down to, get a pending order and go. Now, I don't like pending orders in real life. Like if I can get to the charts, if I know that I'm going to be at the chart, I'll set an alert nearby. So an alert will be, I don't know, 1 or 2 candles away. Set an alert, watch price come in on a lower time frame, try and get a mitigation beyond the point which I need it at, set a stop order. Okay, safest way to trade. Don't like catching a falling knife. It is not clever. It is also the most stupid way you can trade. However, it can't always be helped because if you're at work, you have to rely on those types of orders, and I did it for a couple of years, so you know it's perfectly fine. But if you are worried about risk management and stuff like that, then you know obviously you've got to be a little bit more careful. So especially those of you who are doing prop firm challenges and stuff like that, like you know there's a lot of things that I could recommend to not do. Right then, where are we? What can we do? Can I get involved, or am I kind of already missing out? Market's going up. Like obviously we've bossed down on the 15, yeah. So we've chopped down on the 15. Could even be it is actually there. I don't care. Okay, if I am to get short at one of these, for example, so let's just say right now that we get in a short. Bear in mind. Oh my god, what happened? My mouse didn't work then. If we got short, my target is pretty much the nearest supply demand zone, okay? So it could be a rebalance, it could be whatever. It's not gonna be down to break here, okay? It's not. It's probably just gonna be to the next entry setup because it's counter trend. I'm gonna try not to do counter trend trades on this video, but if the opportunity becomes available and it's screamingly obvious, we will take them. But I don't care what the M15 is doing. So at the moment, I'm just gonna take this off. I'll tell you what, I'll keep it on just for purposes, but I will forget to move it. Okay, like now, it just doesn't really bother me. Chock would be now right there, just so you're aware. And obviously, if you take every boss and chock, and if you take every order block, you will struggle to make money. So you need to be quite clever with how you do it. And hopefully, you'll figure out how I trade very quickly. All right, looking okay. Kind of like this downward candle. I know that we've had a bit of a recheck here, but if you condense the charts, not only sort of like, I've known this for years, like I mention it a lot of time, but really recently I missed a trade because I didn't quite like the look of the candle, but when I condensed it, it's like, oh yeah, there's a load of orders in here. So quite like that at the moment. Preferably we'll get a break of this stuff anyway, and I'll probably place an order off of here to go long. Is that good enough? Yes, it's only, it's not quite. I like it enough. Because the last thing I want really is for price to run away from me. That's okay. It's been kind of, would I take it? Pretty much, yeah. Go on in. And if I can't get something decent enough, at the moment, this would be my target, and that's not good enough. So I want a 1 to 4 minimum, 1 to 4.5. So squeeze it up, you know, manipulate it a little bit, make it work for you. If we don't get tagged, who cares? If we would have got tagged on the 0.25, it doesn't matter because it would be therefore invalid because we don't want it at less than a 1 to 4. If this goes up, obviously I can move this with it, and therefore I can then move that, because then it becomes valid, and if price comes to here and I wouldn't get tagged, I'd feel stupid because I'm not necessarily following my plan. So here we go. Right, there's the high. So price is now sort of coming back in on itself. What can we do? In. Okay. Oh, by the way, that wouldn't work. It has to be the halfway point. Sorry, there you go. So this looks like I might have been a bit hasty trying to get us into a trade. What time of day is it? 3:30. Okay, we got New York. This might be a bit of a disaster. But we're going pro trend, you know, we're going, you know, H4 is up, daily's up, weekly's down. So H4 and daily, both up. We should be looking to take this trade. And if it passes here, you know, we'd watch price as it comes through here, but I wouldn't set a take profit. Also around here, we'd watch it, but really target should be up there. So there's about 17.5 hour. I have a feeling I took a trade here. Potentially, I don't know, I got 40 odd %, so not in that week though. I did get a monster trade in there. Don't remember. It was just before Christmas. Maybe it was the day before. Don't know. Let's see. All right. Inside bar. That's a bonus. I'd probably. Oh no. Oh, okay. It's just going slow. It's going slow for me. I like this though. I like the inside bar. Got rebalance already in the trade. Could do a trade off of that, I guess. All right, let's just squish that up. We're in that trade. Just try and think. If it goes past that inside bar, it will plummet straight through this as well and be -2. And then possibly, well, unlikely that. It would just be this, which would be the next hold up. And then whatever's down there. Yeah, so should we be a bit greedy? Yeah, let's do it. Inside bar, pretty good. I know that we haven't basically bossed up from here, but I'm cool with it. Every now and then you just got to take a bit of a risk. With that minimum target, it's going to be that 3.44, but we want to, if we can, go up here. I'll tell you what, this first trade, because we did get in on the halfway point and we made it work for us, if we get a break of here, we get 4.5. If we get this one, because this will be the continuation out of the H4, all right, that makes a bit more sense. And we'll try and get in a few more. The rest of them we'll target up there. And trust me, it hurts when you get close to your target and comes back against you. It really hurts. And it can also damage some of your prop firm trading rules, which I found out in early February and blew one of my accounts with a daily drawdown on equity, which infuriated me, to be honest, because it's not how trading works. Anyway, that's enough about prop firms at the moment. Bloody crap. So anyway, personal account, do what you want. Use a broker like IC Markets. Okay. All right, we're in. Could be a bit tricky, maybe. Oh, anyway. Uh-oh. Oh, it's teasing. Sorry, I'll move these out of the way now. Don't know if you can hear that bird outside, but he sounds quite happy. Just chirping away. Okay, do I like this? Kind of. I want to try and follow structure the best I can, really. This one's a bit dubious. I'd be happy with it though. I'd still be in it. Rebalance. That's like a test area. I wouldn't trust it anyway. Whoa, close. I'd be squealing on the 1 minute right now. Or would I? What time's that? 10 o'clock. Oh man. Would that have taken you out? Possibly. Prop firm? Yes. Personal account? Probably not. Although maybe. Yeah, maybe. What about this one? How much space do we have? 2.6 should be alright on a prop firm. Sorry, not on a prop firm. Should be fine if it's personal account. With this one though, you know what? We're gonna have to mark it as a loss. The time of day, didn't spot it. There's a little X thingy gone. I'm gonna put that in as a loss. Okay, so we got our first loss. That sucks. But the target would have been up there. So let's now just do our target of this one up here instead. Still want to bag something good. 17.5. Okay, so let's try and get in again anyway and see what we can do. I don't go off wicks generally. Sometimes I will if, you know, on a lower time frame it's fine, and I'll scalp it and watch it how it approaches structure, but generally speaking I don't. Like with here, bit of structure, could possibly go in off of that. You know, it's kind of like the way that I would trade on a lower time frame, but wouldn't necessarily do it. Depends what time of day it is. 1 in the morning, nah, just as well. I say I don't go in off the wicks. Maybe I should have done on a lower time frame. Yeah, oh well. Price is now taken off. It's left behind. M15 from here. So M15. Let's squish this up. We're gonna have to jump off in a minute for a phone call, which I've got, but I'll come back to this shortly. Yeah. Oh. What a tease. Oh, and that one, hang on. Oh, we didn't break the structure. Oh, I'll keep going, keep going. It's kind of mitigated it. I quite like this, even though it's been mitigated. Right, yeah, I do quite like that. It's not brilliant. Actually, I'd like. Okay, no order off of that yet. I want to see a body break. Sorry, chatting rubbish. There, okay, that's kind of okay now. It's also left behind another one. So these are areas which you'd pretty much be marking up on your chart as possibilities. What do you do when you've got so many of them? Well, you have to then use your stats that you've used from your live trading and your back testing. If I compare all three of these, I'm already in one, so the extreme moves, the extreme move to here, the extreme then move to there. This is the extreme, so your best one in terms of reward is going to be trying to get in the extreme. But generally speaking, price comes back to the halfway point of the structure overall from the extreme to where price reached, which is there. So you want to really get into this trade, okay? And then actually discard this one if you're going to discard any of them. Okay, so that's how it works for me. I hope that makes sense. Might want to watch that a couple of times with me explaining it, but that's generally how it works. So yeah, I'd be looking to go from this trade, absolutely, because it's the EQ. We have nothing there. That looks like we'd be in. This doesn't look good. Oh, actually, time in the morning, it might be really good. Okay, so yeah, let's put it on. Okay. I would be a little bit nervous. London breakout. Target, you know, first target, you'd be watching that. But, you know, this is the start of London, so the time of trade does make a little bit of sense, and your target's really kind of going to be up there. It looks mental though. But don't worry about what it looks like. We missed this. It's a rebalance off of that area, but it's not, you know, it's not valid, it's counter trend. It's kind of valid, but it's not valid. It is counter trend. Well, it's a confluence, okay? It's a confluence. It's not solid. We might pass down through here now, but maybe on the 1 minute there might have been something. I wonder if I can get the 1 minute. Bear with me. Let's have a look. Hey, here we are. Would there have been an entry? Just checking the highs. 413, 413, double highs. There's my alarm saying that I've got to go, and I'll come back to this in a minute, but really quickly, rebound. Nah, there's no entry. So, oh well, you'd be watching it thinking, could I get something out of this? But what we have got is an entry on a 15-hour trade, and we're still in a trade, you know, which is 17.5 hour in size. So, and if you're looking at this thinking, oh, that sounds like bullshit, it's not, because we do it regularly in the group. So, January, not so much, but December, absolutely, and February so far, probably going to be the best month on record, I think. So I can't wait to just plow through all of this backtesting. I've got the whole weekend free, so I'm finally going to get some work done, and I'm going to get probably about 8 or 9 hours worth of backtesting done over the next 2 days. So yeah, let's click on a little bit, and then I am going to have to shoot, and then I will just come back to the video. All right, we've got a break inside bar. Can get an inside bar trade, just to follow on. So get one there, hopefully. Yes, yep, no, yep. Oh, okay, let me put this on. If we can, we got another one. No. Yep. All right. That's definitely tagged. All right, quite happy with that. And you'd be asking yourself, would you be in all these trades at the same time? Yes. I think I've got my mindset pretty good compared to what it was back in November. Then I had bad mindset in January because there was a lot of outside pressures away from trading, which was really affecting my trading. And then I just went absolutely crazy with my account and did extremely well with it. So that's a minus as well. And that's fine because, you know, we don't really care about losses. We do get more losses than we do winners, especially live trading. It just seems to be different pressure live trading. But we know that we've just got, it's got to be the best strategy out there because it's just literally how the market works. Click through quite quickly. Clear this zone, hopefully. There's another one right here. Another POI. So yes, it's only a little mini structure, but right there, it's left a point of interest. We'll get that marked on if we need to. Let me get rid of these entry lines though. Okay, because that's what clutters up the screen, makes it difficult to see. So it's left one behind. Let me close this up as well. Just, I'll tell you, I'll change the colors in a little bit. All right, these looking all right. See, you'd be quite happy that you haven't closed these, and yes, you'd be holding it for however many days. Oh, it's Tuesday, Monday. Okay, 24, not even 24 hours, and you'd be up on this trade at the moment. 11 hour, and the other one probably about 12. So yeah. Bang. Good one to leave it on. I'm going to do my phone call. Be back in a minute. Okay, we're back. Sorry about that. Like nearly half an hour on the phone. It was a video call, so I had to shut down everything, which is a bit of a nuisance, apart from this window, which is helpful. Right, we're just going to take stock. Sorry about that. Just going to try and figure out where we are. Okay, so plus 17.5, plus 15. That's what, 32.5-ish. And 2 losses, which is surprising. So 2 wins, 2 losses. In real life, I would have maybe got another loss somewhere, perhaps, being a bit over eager with stuff. So bear that in mind. I'd have been up about 28 if I was able to capture all of these, which some weeks I can, other weeks I am just jam-packed with my diary. So yeah. Plus side, in the group, you've not just got me, you've got another guy as well called Sam who runs the group with me on Discord. He fortunately learned how to trade through my channels on YouTube, and he actually sees the markets exactly like I do. So even when I'm not available, Sam is full time. So you get basically 2 of me in the group. What I'll do is I'll tag he's got like a YouTube channel as well, so I'll tag that in the description below. He sees the markets the same as me, and I can see now the obsession why people like the backtesting videos, because I'll sit and watch his stuff and it's quite relaxing, so it's good. And he's got an Aussie accent, so he sounds very friendly too. I'm pretty sure he won't mind me saying that. Right, so 2 wins, 2 losses. We are only on Tuesday. We've reached the next H4. I'm just going to take stock of where we are. So let me go back a couple so I don't reveal too much. We're going to check the H4, see if we've left one behind, which I think we just came out of. Yes, but we've kind of made a new one now, which is cool. Yeah. Not brilliant, but we do have a new H4. So we'll add that in. And there's also, there's an M15 within an H4, which is where that little doji got to. Okay, so H4, and we'll drag this across if I can get hold of it. There. Try and drag all of these across. There. There. And we've already done all of those. And maybe that one as well. Okay, so H4 is still up, even though it looked aggressive coming down, and this looked like a very good reason to get short. The market's now pressing up. When I was talking about price action earlier, okay, so there's a few like nuances. This is just experience with trading. So, you know, you can use it to your own benefit or use it to your own peril if you take it a little bit too seriously, but look at what direction the wicks are, okay? 50-50 at the moment, same at the top, same at the bottom, but it's a white candle. Previous candle, white candle, white candle. Darker candle coming down, all the wicks on the bottom, the market's pushing up, okay? It's come up, it's rebalanced with this kind of area. There's probably an H4, more kind of like, not quite an order block, kind of there. But we've rebalanced this kind of zone area. Was it a daily we've reacted to? Oh, we haven't reacted to it. Oh, we have, sorry, it's where I've had to go back, isn't it? So we did reach up there, so we have gone up to it. Market's going back up. Is there a reason to doubt it? Yes, because we've got all this imbalance down here, so I'd expect us to come down and clear this up pretty soon. All of this is what I call curved liquidity. It just looks curved. It's not actually a thing, but it looks curved on the market, on the chart. So when we do press down, should be aggressive straight through there, press into here, probably rebalance this, maybe to that. Coming up, we've got that, and maybe a bit of a fight on our hands up here, and if not, most likely up there. Okay, so it's all looking pretty peachy. Let's keep cracking. All right, I will try to get through this video a bit faster than I usually do. I'll probably try and edit rapidly all the start, because I think I spent about 15 minutes just chatting about structure and whatnot, trying to get back in the swing. So here we go. Oh yeah, we've got 15-minute chock here, okay? So this comes relevant again at the moment because we've reached a higher time frame zone. So in real life, what I tend to do is I keep these off, like I don't care about the 15-minute boss and chock until until we reach a higher time frame zone. And you know, the reason for that is I want to be able to get in the moves. So that's not there yet, that goes there. We do technically have a little swing here. It's a pullback, press up. So if we get a break below here, preferably with a body, great. It can start looking to go short down to an H4, which is here, but we want to go all that way. Something that I didn't check is we got the H4, okay? So the H4 was here. Where's the day? So a daily rebalance. I don't want to mess about with jumping back too far in time, but I'm going to have to kind of look at where the day got to. We might get to it pretty soon, but the previous day, oh my days, what have I done here? So that's the daily right here, and there is a order block on it, which is this one. Okay, cool. So I hope I mentioned it in the first half, that the rebalance and the higher time frame rebalance, like the daily, you quite often get a 15-minute trade-off. Now I didn't have it marked up, but the daily high was, oh my god, where was it? Here. So just go to the highest point at that point, it was there. Okay, so that was a daily rebalance. Price went up past the previous day's high, came down, tapped the daily rebalance at 11:30 in the morning. So still London session, price comes up. If I'd have noticed that, well, I wouldn't have placed a trade off it, but I'd have been a little bit more conscious. Ah, right, yeah, we kind of did. It was that inside bar. So yeah, anyway, I'd have been trying to get in on a lower time frame here at the very least, which I'm just gonna, just out of curiosity, I know I don't look at the 1 minute very often on YouTube, but I have been trading the 1 minute again because I'm using my personal account again, which has been a breath of fresh air because I absolutely hate prop firms at the moment. I just think they're crap. There we go, would have got into another entry here and traveled it up. So a quick demonstration as to how much you'd have made off of this using the 1 minute, as long as there's no red news, which there isn't in the time of day. Yep, would have got into this trade quite comfortably. And just with it being a scalp, could be dead fast and just go there. 9% right there, done within a couple of minutes. Dead easy. That's all what you would do, like really as simple as that. Like you're just looking for confidences. There's another one right there. Okay, so just show you another 1 minute. Literally it's just a standard pullback candle, but you'd be trying to do that because it's, after that you'd have got a loss here, win here, win here. Try and get into there, no, and then just watch it go off into infinity. And probably up to there if you had the guts to hold it, which is what I did with 2 trades last week, which I'm looking forward to getting onto in a future video because I can show you what I took. And it's pretty decent. I'm basically at the moment just trying to flip my personal accounts, make them really big, never have to depend on a prop firm again, and just show people how to properly trade because quite frankly, I think they are a poison to the industry. And a lot of people, a lot of really, really good traders hedge their level of success on prop firms. And no, they're good traders. They just don't do well with prop firms because prop firms teach you how to gamble. They don't teach you how to trade. So yeah, I don't really have a good word to say about them. Right, okay, so we, not the best, but we do have chock of a body. Yes, we do. So chock has occurred. That means that, you know, chock goes up there now, obviously, to keep on pressing with the M15. We can now look for shorts. And more than happy to do that. Where would we get involved in the market? Well, if we think of it like this, boss was there. Where are the order blocks? All right, so we've got one here. Is that 15? That's not 15. So there's a 15-minute POI. Not that nice, but if we go back to the old support and resistance stuff, which I talk about every now and then, we got a tap here, we broke through here, we got another tap there, got another tap here, another tap there, and then this reaction here. So look at this kind of area. Good reason that we might see a retest. And then up here, we've, oops, wrong thing. We've got this, which looks a little bit specific. We got that as well. If it goes beyond that, it's probably a 1 minute. I don't like this though. Very, very hard to describe. I think I've tried to describe this before in my group. It's very hard to describe why I don't like it. Probably something to do with up the top and the wick coming down here. You'd have to rebalance the area, work your way into the area. It's not great, but we did get a sweep and a mitigation, which is cool. With this one, I don't particularly like it because we didn't get a mitigation or a sweep, so we just got a last candle. But it is a key area. It's after a rejection. We've just got chock, and where are we going to target? We're going to target, really, what we need to do is the next supply and demand zone, because we're going counter trend to the H4, I think. What time is it? 1:30. We'll do one more candle. Then we can go to the H4. Where are we going to target? Right, so that's the daily rebalance. go to that. I'm not so sure. I'd want to say the daily rebalance, but we haven't. There we go. Okay, we'll go to this order block because that makes sense. That is the last unmitigated order block as far as I can see. Yeah, last unmitigated if we get into anything, and also if price comes down quite deep and then comes back and gets into, say, this, our first target, because we're going counter trend, is going to have to be a order block which has been left behind, if there is one, on the 15-minute time frame. And then if you work your way past that, it's going to be the next one, and then you'll get a change of structure with the H4 probably, and just continue working your way through. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. I also want to check the H4. I haven't moved my lines. Ah, that's because we haven't broken through it. Okay, cool. All right, all making sense, sorry. I have used, somebody told me about an indicator to use, which reveals the H4 at the same time as the 15, and it is actually really, really good. I just didn't want to put it on the screen for this video because there'd be too many colors and it'd be a bit too confusing. But generally speaking, there is something which you can reveal the H4 while you're still on the M15. It's really, really good. I can't remember what it's called. I'll try to mention it a bit later on or on the next video, but really helpful. You know, you can just work backwards and look at the time down here and figure out where the H4s are, but generally speaking, the indicator was pretty decent. Okay, so let's keep going and see what we get. Just seeing. So we'll be in this one at the moment, and good sign that it's going to continue because actually, I was going to say really good, but we're not really breaking that wick with anything convincing. But at least we're in something to get short. So it is counter trend. We're only trying to fill the void, so we're not going to go for a trend change or a direction change. There we are. This could be a bit of a beast. I'd want to go to at least here and watch how it does, because that's a thing is it's a rebalance on the 15. Can we go? Yeah, that's okay. Let's do H4. There's nothing really on the H4. I'd watch it there, but I want to go to there because I try to go to the next order block and then follow up from the next order block if you can. So really, it's going to be here, about there, which is 18.75. Yep. Oh, by the way, I might have mentioned this earlier. Yeah, people do ask me, they'll message me on Instagram and say, you still holding the trade? How do you still hold the trades? You know, honest answer is get a smartwatch, put your TradingView alerts only, you know, TradingView and CTrader and so on and so forth on your smartwatch. Don't have text messages and stuff on there, don't have your emails, don't have WhatsApp, don't have Instagram, Facebook, anything else. It's purely a trading watch. Wear that, set your alerts and walk away. You know, sometimes there's the opportunity to get into another trade somewhere. So, you know, you might glance at it, but try not to look at the money balance, you know, especially if you're using high margin, high leverage, or if you've got a big account. So, you know, something like this, you'd be looking at thinking, oh my days, like if you're looking at this live, you'd think, I should have taken it at the rebalance, which I'm now thinking we should have set it at the rebalance. And we've also got chock right here. So if you looked at it on your phone, you'd look at a balance, which would be absolutely huge, thinking, I'm up 8%. But for me to wait for it to chock back up, it's going to have to come back to, you know, maybe 5.5%. Therefore, I'm letting go of 3.5% just to see if I'm wrong. Or I could hold on to it and try and get it to go all the way down to there, but I'm not used to having 8% on my account. Just forget about the money, okay? So the thing which turned around my trading back in November, I want to say, was I started doing the backtesting videos again, and something in like maybe early December, I just said, forget about winning and losing. Like, who cares if you win? Who cares if you lose? I have a bit of added pressure because, in a sense, with the Discord group, Like, of course, if I'm marking out my charts, I want people to be able to pick out winners if they're not feeling up for picking out the trades for themselves. So not quite signals, but kind of signals. You know, I still want them to have a good experience, even if they don't fully understand the strategy yet. So I've got a little bit of added social pressure, I guess. But generally speaking, who cares if you win or lose? Because look, if we took every order block at the moment, not even order block, let's say we took every opposite candle at the moment and stuck purely to pro trend. For this week alone, if we'd have managed to get these trades, we'd be up like 30 odd %, you know, with 2 trades. And even if we missed those trades, we'd only be down 2% at the moment, and we'd be rolling at 8 something % on here, so +6 so far. So really, winning versus losing doesn't matter. Not with this strategy. Who cares? Literally nobody cares. Just stick to the game plan. Oh, there we go. See, you'd be in a little bit of a panic right now. I think perhaps we should have taken profit there, but you know, we'll see. How did it do? We might have to take profit on this. I feel a little bit silly. No, leave it. See, this is what I'm talking about. Like you overthink it. Okay, you'll overthink it. Stop overthinking it. I'm doing it right now because my ego is getting in the way, and that's the thing. Like, who cares? Just stick to the plan. All right, so I'm going to click through that just to get through the pain. There we go. Pain gone. That looks decent. So that's kind of leaving behind an order block again. I know we've not broken the main structure of the order block, which is, you know, down there to truly confirm it, but that by itself just says, okay, come and get me. So that'd be good. Hopefully we can get into this as well and get short. No, maybe. Oh, okay, gonna have to get this ready. Oh, it's teasing. What time of day is this? 9:45 in the morning. No, my spreads would be 0. And it's just leaving behind another one as well. All right, this is pretty cool. No, and it's gone. Oh, you'd be crying. Crying into your porridge. That's a shame. And because we've had like a slight mitigation, it's a bit subjective. Look at those sort of like the buy-in wicks again. Looks like the market's about to reverse. Might not, but bit of a, you know, price action telltale sign. We've run into this area, which I didn't really consider. I still don't. Doesn't look like it's bothering me. But this price action bullish, not that much bullish, but oh well, we'll see. Next candle will tell us. Okay, maybe we got lucky. Maybe it's all right. But this is why you don't really look between things unless you're trying to scale in. And by the way, if you can scale in, do it every time. That's what I've been doing recently. I'm using, just, you know, personal disclaimer, I don't recommend it to everybody, but I am using a fair bit more than 1% now because I'm not having to stick to the prop firm rules. So I'm growing the accounts quite nicely. And was that a tap and go? Look at that, what a beauty. Is that on the right place? Yeah. Eight, 18.8, sorry, I almost said 8.8. 18.8, pretty neat. All right, that's good. Let's see if we can get into a long on this as well. That'd be the dream. Oh, hang on, what is that? Oh, it is, right, okay. Sorry, I wasn't looking at that properly. And this thing's in, so that was the daily rebalance, wasn't it? I want to check if I can. The H4, well, the H4 is going down. There's probably going to be an H4 OB around here. Probably this bit. Yeah, around here, possibly. But we'll see. Oh, I didn't get a tap in. Oh. Hang on. Let me think about this. We're not in that yet. I'd probably, yeah, I would try to get short off of this as well. And it's halfway-ish from that leg. So yeah, I'd be trying to get short on this. I'll mark it up. So yeah, one that we've missed, but we'll put it in because you'd be trying to get in on it. at least to there, because we do ideally want to try and get long on this, but it's kind of mitigated. 324, and it has gone to the halfway point, so 547. Okay, cool. I'd be happy with that. Okay, -1. -1 there. That's a win. Okay, that's cool. Why is that a different color? I've modified it for some reason. Oh well, whatever. So yeah, -1 there. Get rid of that. We've therefore chopped up on the 15 minutes, which means ideally we want to go long out of here. And we do have not a great order block, but we do have one here, which we would try to get long off if we can. It's not particularly pretty, but we would try to go long. I'll draw it on. If price comes back, I'll draw it on. And yes, we do have one here as well. So the smartest thing to do, if you can, is just combine the two, or pick and choose. Like this one hasn't properly been mitigated. That one's not being rebalanced. But it is a fairly decent one. But it is, you know, if it's just going to be a bounce and it doesn't clear like the main kind of structure, if it doesn't come up here and clear it, it's probably just going to remain a bounce, and probably just come down. So we'll see. We'll click on, see what we can get. Oh, this isn't valid anymore. So sorry, take that off, because we had chalk there. So not to confuse you. There we go. See, it would have tapped you out anyway. Leaving behind now. Oh, that one was the old one. We've already done that. Leaving behind another potential order block with an inside bar. Now I'm trying not to confuse people on YouTube, but I use the inside bar slightly differently from a lot of people. But we're not going to take a trade off of it. Good. There we go. Price going back up again. Is that fairly decent? That is fairly decent. Okay. Hopefully we'll try and get in on this train going up. Didn't mark 15 on here, did I? 15. 15 again. All right. So we got 3. I kind of want to combine these two. Okay, this is going to get messy. I just want to see roughly what it'd be if price comes back to here. Because my target will have to improve. Even just to get to the top of where we were before, it is fine. So the thing is, do you either get like -2 if it goes wrong, or do you get like +10 if one of them works, or, you know, -1 and then plus probably 20 odd. I'm going to do both of them rather than combine them, but the smartest thing to do is combine them, especially if you are using a prop firm, just so you're aware. Click, click, click. -1. I'll draw up, you know what, I'll just be loose with it and just say it was about there. Just save a bit of time, because I do ramble a lot. Even just to there. Perfectly fine, I would have taken that. Oops. It's kind of not great, but let me figure it out. Leave it. Not cool. Oh, we're in this one now. Okay, so I can draw this one. Alright, I know this is getting a little bit messy, but you know, bear with me. Sometimes it just gets like this, sometimes it doesn't. And the first actual target has got to be there. So 6.7, that's cool. And we've got to there, which is where I will probably keep the target. I know broker structure is obvious what you need to do, but higher time frame, we've only got into this order block so far on the H4. So really, price could come up and then come down again, go up towards that, and then daily, whatever. But we'll just go for the break a structure. You need to put all of this in a spreadsheet, by the way. It takes absolutely ages to do. And all the confluences and all the factors, and it is boring as hell. Oh, another minus, okay. And I wait, oh, and another one. Oh my god, right. Forgot about that too. So I'll just scribble that one on quickly. And that target would have been here as well. So yeah, there you go, 16.5 and 8.5. It's still worth, in my eyes, the -2, you know, because personal account. So yeah, 4 losses in a row. Would you be feeling particularly bad? Not after an 18.8. Maybe a little bit. Like I do, to be fair. Like, you know, just fairly human. So yeah, okay. So we got all that. Sucks a little bit, but we've now got the opportunity. We've gone past it. We've also, sorry, didn't see this. Oh my days. It's not going to, because I'm going to get rid of all the lines. Basically, right where the crosshair here is, where this was the daily rebalance. Of course, we already got a tap there, had another one here, short term, press down, up. Oh no, sorry, it would have pressed down, then up. So a good confidence to say maybe up, maybe down, but don't really care. Let's react at this point. There's M15 shock, get rid of this now. Get a break above there, don't really care. Body preferably, try to get long, see what we can do. Inside bar, OB, I'll probably take that. Yeah, most likely, if we get a break. No, we've got a pin bar OB, looks like it's gonna break. Not the best, but we do. What time is it? Midnight. Okay, I would set this now. So I'm often up around midnight. The guys in FTR Discord would verify. Okay, let's try to neaten up some of this. My favourite time to trade is the Asian session. And we'll get long. But yeah, I do remember us all saying in Discord, December on the whole was phenomenal. Okay, it was literally phenomenal. You know, really good. Looks like I've got a fair few losses, 6 losses, not gonna cry. But yeah, really, really, really good month. So yeah, I'll go from this. Come back, please. Not much luck. We've got imbalance. Not imbalance. Well, yeah, we've still got imbalance. We've also got liquidity under here. So probably a London sweep and go. Oh, there we are. Come on. Yeah, now we're in. Is it London? Nearly. Frankfurt. Okay, this might go the other way. Let's see. Okay. And we are in. So, oh, that's not good. 8:30, London, come back down, retest one of these maybe. Want to get a break of this structure just to confirm us. It happens. Right. Could I have saved us with something else? No. Let's go. Have we therefore chopped down? Technically speaking, yeah, so let me sort this out. So that was boss. So that was a previous chock. No, that was chock boss. Chock, and then we boss down, therefore go to the highest point. Then we broke down again, so boss, chock. Would I want to go short from here? The 8:30 short. Yeah. Let me think about this. Market looks like it's going down. We got H4 going up. It's what I call a 50-50. So, 50% chance of it working out. Well, it's not really 50% chance, but it's sort of like it could go either way. Okay, it's an either way. And then can we do that? No. Where would we target? Okay, I can literally just do the next candle now. Was that an unmitigated H? I think it is. So the target is really going to be that. We're counter trend, so that's the next order. It's not great. That's the thing, it's counter trend, so no, it's just not good enough. The value's not good enough. But if I did get into that, I'd be basically trying to watch it and then reach it down to there, which let's just do a quick check. 4.74, that would be fine, but it's counter trend, so bit of a stupid move. I'm going to put it on. We'll see, just for the sake of getting another trade on, hopefully. That's why. Try not to go counter trend. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 losses in a row. Quite a few losses on this video. I'd be crying if I didn't get any wins. Let's go. Ah, there we are. Did I miss anything? No. Sometimes it would just go off. Fine. What day are we on anyway? Thursday. Okay, let's hurry this up. Thing is, when you're logging the trades as well, or when you're actually logging it into a spreadsheet, it can take absolutely ages. And I'll tell you what, I remember this. I remember the price anyway, the price doing that. And I think it was just a bit boring in here. So I'm pretty sure this was just the range and just said, just sit and wait it out. And it was around about Christmas. But I'm sure that there was another trade out of here somewhere. Not much to do. Alright, so we got a breakout. If that stays out by 10 o'clock, we also have an H4 close. Sorry, 9:45, and I would have said we'd have got into here, so draw on. Would it be that though? Not there, sorry. Full. There we go. Dip down. So that's the pre-boss. Not fantastic because it has been rebalanced. It's not been mitigated, and I would now be a little bit scared, especially around this time at night. On the charts, I mean, because pretty solid guy. Not scared of much. There we go. Where are we going to target next? It's not going to be there. There's the daily. So the daily would have closed. So right here. So right on that doji. So daily would be up there, and the next day is only up here. Does that mean that we're reacting from anything in particular? It looks fairly significant. It does. Yeah. But it's very unlikely to hold the whole way. So be that. Daily, let's look at the H4. I've got to go back 1 to figure out where we're going to target. Yeah, look at that. So H4 target is going to have to be up here, which is miles away. Or it looks miles away anyway. But if we do get that, by the way, so let's double check. That was the H4 that we've just mitigated and gone through. And the next one, which is being left behind, doesn't look great. We have this, and we also have that inside bar, which is now rebalancing. Let me just put that on the chart. And we've also got this. Also, where were the H4s before? We have bossed on the H4. So the H4 line moves to here. H4 chop goes to the previous lowest point, which was there. So hardly a move, but it means that this one would only be available as a liquidity grab at the moment. Hard to explain, but you know, hopefully we'll come across another one in a second. And yeah, okay, so 15 minutes again, let's go. I have a feeling this is a super long video, so I do apologize. I'm fairly rusty at doing any form of backtesting at the moment. I just have not been interested to do any of it. Just had a lot on in my personal life. Here we go. Be fairly keen on this, but we'll see. Click, click, click. Let's go. Nearly Christmas Day. So this would be the last trade, pretty much, that you take. Or the last day that you take a trade on. Alright, oh, I was just about to say, price is doing really good. It's on its way. That'd be another 18R trade, which, you know, they're fairly regular. Oh, damn. That's why you don't, move your stop loss. What type of news was that? Don't know. Oh, price went up again. Would you take profit there and say, right, you probably would in real life, and just think, okay, cool. Especially seeing all that going on. You'd be sulking right now. Oh. Hopefully you'd be spending time with loved ones at this point. Is that Christmas? Right, that's the end of the market, so you'd close out there. Definitely do not close over Christmas. Sorry, you do not hold over Christmas. Do it 15 minutes before the market closes as well, just to make sure that you do get something out. So not the end of that candle, the end of that doji. So the start of that candle, 2.81. All right, so nothing amazing, but yeah. All right, so we kind of redeemed ourselves a little bit at the end. Let's tally it up, shall we? So we got, let's open this out. Calculator. Oh. 2.81. I think that was it. 1 win, 2 wins. What's that? Oh yeah, that loss has been counted. Hang on. Oh, right, yeah, there's the other win. So 1, 2, 3, 4 in a week, which is a good week. And how many losses? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. So, you know, 33% win rate, that's good. What was the thing? So -8. 46.3%. Quite pleased with that. Wouldn't cry. Let me get this uploaded. All right. Thank you very much. Stick around for the next one. If you haven't subscribed, do so. If you want to join us in Discord, do so. We give out the strategy in full. There's no bullshit behind the scenes. We do show everything which is on YouTube anyway, but I'm lucky that the Discord is filled with other traders like me, which is really handy. I'm not always available just due to personal goings on, but when I am there, it's awesome. When I'm not there, it's awesome. So anyway, see you guys in the next one. Take care.